Hey everybody, back with a new episode of Crusade. Last episode, we came across a planet who had also been infected by this drought plague. And they got real desperate after 3 years and kind of incubated themselves away and, reaching out one person at a time to find other people that may have discovered a cure. But, if they would have been more communicative and less, vivisecty, maybe this would have been a better endeavor for them. But luckily, we were able to come to an agreement that, luckily for them, because Gideon is willing to go back and help them if we get the cure ourselves. But it's curious to think if the show had gone on longer and years go by, what kind of desperation would we have seen from Earth and even the people aboard the ship, We'll never end up getting to that. We only have a few episodes to go, but I'm sure it would get kind of I think we would maybe be put in some morally gray situations, more so than we already are, especially when it becomes a thing where the countdown you really start feeling. But we can only wonder. This next episode is called The Memory of War. We did see Gideon being led or helped out at the very least by this box that he has. I was always hoping that the box would come back into play, but never expecting it like this. And also, this whole time, I've never really been concerned about Gideon and his role as our leader. But this box seems like bad news. And if he is being guided by it, that's concerning. So, Galen fucked off again. Whose memory of what war? Who could say? But yeah, let's get into it.
And as the planetary quarantine enters its 4th month, mass rioting continues in India, South Africa, and parts of Central America as they struggle to deal with the total collapse of their economies. Across the planet, spaceports normally crowded with travelers stand empty.
Yeah,
Starships grounded by military.
I didn't even think about this aspect of it.
Transports have been banned, given the government's concern that they could be used to ferry Earth citizens to waiting starships and carry the Drak virus beyond Earth.
Yeah, people are worried about it.
In the Vatican, Pope Bernadette II led a global day of prayer and fasting. She called for churches everywhere to unite with the scientific community's attempt to find a medical cure. Director of Xenobiological Research, Dr. Stephen Franklin, appeared today before the Senate to testify about the progress made in other research.
Captain,
oh no, I thought they were going to cut to him.
We're coming to orbit now. We're getting some anomalous readings from one of the probes.
I want you to know that this thing just made a very large dent in my ship. Did you ever think about looking outside before you start throwing things over?
Whoops.
Maybe next time you let us know when you're coming.
For 100 years, none of my order has come near this place. The last one who tried died.
I appreciate the warning, Galen.
You see why he would give a warning, but we still...
And you will go alone.
I don't know if that's enough to keep us away.
You will have one surviving pallbearer.
Oh, yikes.
Before we go, I wanted to give you a copy of my logs and some additional information, which might come in handy. Help you pick your next destination, in case something happens to us.
Then you're taking this story seriously.
I mean, you should.
I'd be a fool not to.
Yeah.
To those of us in my order, another technomage is the only family we have. And after I was asked to leave the order as a penalty for having too much contact with the outside, I came to rely on you. And on the others, and on this place. Perhaps more than I should have. I would hate to have to start all over again.
Then why don't you come with us?
The only technomage to land there sent back one last message. Genius loci. It's Latin. It means
the spirit of the place. Are you saying it's some kind of ghost or a...
The planet is alive, I think. Like alive, like sentient.
What is it?
Looks like one of the probes we dropped from orbit. Didn't know they could survive a fall like that.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't burn up. Come on. What made it do that?
Where's Dorina?
Doing her thing.
Never seen two sunsets before.
Dorina,
You said you wanted me to explore.
with proper security. I'll send someone up.
Maybe not.
You're supposed to walk on that! Girl, in a million years I would never. Absolutely not. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Dorina. They're even stuck. Oh, you're risking it. You're... Oh. Could not be me.
Just the one data crystal?
Oh, you better appreciate it.
Well, knowing how you work, I figure it'd take you at least a week to decode that one, so there really wasn't any rush.
Get his ass.
I've decided to redefine our relationship. You pretend you can't speak, I'll pretend I can't hear. We'll get along famously.
They sent the death that has no name, the death that has no face and makes no sound.
Oh, the killing. The death has started.
Just talking to him. Mary,
How many red shirts are we going to lose? Think y'all need to stick to the light.
according to the guards, this appeared right before the killing
Oh,
started.
man.
It's
We need to
ordinary
leave.
chalk, same kind as we used to mark the building. It says, behold and die.
How many lives could you have saved by going down there with the captain?
In all likelihood, none whatsoever.
He did
By
warn
not
us.
going, I was hoping to convince them of the seriousness of what I was saying. Can I trouble you for a moment? Those probes you dropped into the atmosphere below, are they still functioning? About 60%.
Are they?
What frequency? I think I may have...
It's a virus. An artificial virus. I found traces of it in all the bodies to varying degrees.
Artificial.
It's nanotechnology, microscopic machines that...
Yes, Doctor. This area. Can you enlarge it?
We need to
Yes, I think
leave.
so.
That thing, that obscenity was made by another technomage. That's why we were all taught never to come here. They wanted to keep secret that one of us was responsible for this.
There are only 4 hours left.
Oh, jeez. What do we
What
do?
happens in 4 hours?
Nightfall.
Ah! Techno mages!
So that's where you're hiding.
Oh. That's why it only affected some of the probes.
I'm going with you. No. I must deal with this alone. And you forget. You were infected too. Goodbye, Matthew.
Ah, you better come back!
You should be okay, as long as the door holds.
Wait! Where are you going?
To follow a friend into hell.
Aw. Because he would do the same for you.
It's been a long time since I had anyone to talk to.
An artificial intelligence,
Oh, boy.
If you wish.
Genius Loci.
Even better. He created me, sent me here to coordinate the nanovirus he designed for the task.
Why?
It was remarkably effective. An entire world dead in less than 3 days. As long as the killing continues, I continue. More outsiders will follow these, and others will follow them. It will be glorious.
You gotta die. Sorry. Galen, handle him. If that's possible.
Now I know what it feels like.
Now I know what it feels like. That felt so good, does it? Oh boy. We're losing a lot of people. How do you take that down? What are you doing?
I do not wish to hurt you. If you can hear me, you have to.
Why? Oh, she's infected. Oh, fuck.
friend before you and a friend behind you. Which one of them will you kill to get to me?
Neither. Serena's fine. You just had to throw your stick at it? Bye, bitch.
My staff was the only thing I took with me when I left the rest of my order. It was a control mechanism, part of me. The only one of its kind.
Aw, that is sad.
It was a gift from the one who taught me.
What'd you do? What'd you get? Oh, you got a staff! Serena! Wow, well now you gotta start teaching her. Look what she did for you. They're setting up a romance between them too. I can feel it.
Why did you do what you did? Shoot the bridge out from under me? Could have been killed.
No. You might have been under that thing's control, but your instincts were still there. Moving like that is pure reflex to someone who's been trained the way you have.
Ah, I see.
You trusted that, huh?
Well, even if it isn't true, it sounds good.
I thought so.
This inhaler contains a mix of liquid Teflon and a few million of the nanovirus. Since the Drock virus is primarily airborne, I programmed this as a counteragent to rest in the lungs and eliminate any virus coming in.
This
It's
is
gonna
a major
be
breakthrough, Sarah.
handy for something.
Who knows? Maybe once the brain trust back home gets hold of this, they'll be able to adapt it even further. What do you recommend now?
Do not trust.
Do not trust who?
Well, now I definitely don't trust this goddamn box. I never did in the first place. But don't trust Galen. Get out of my face without box. Absolutely not. Why would it steer you away from Galen? Like, Galen is trustworthy. Look what he did. He went down there, even though it was dangerous. I mean, he did feel the responsibility because it was the Technomage's doing. But he still did it, and he's proven to be a friend. So that's concerning. I've been concerned about this box, but now even more so. This was an interesting episode. You know, it kind of, the action, the climax was kind of anticlimactic, but there was an emotional weight to it because it was a big thing for him to lose his staff. But thankfully, Dorina went and got it for him. Like, they are building quite a relationship themselves. And so we didn't, we lost a lot of people, but we made it out to tell the tale and got some pretty interesting technology out of it. There's a lot of like qualifiers to it. It only works for 48 hours. It's a finite amount we can't replicate. But, among other things, it is something that we can go to Earth and say, look, we've gotten something. And they showed that there's been difficulty with trade and other type things dealing with other planets and races because we can't be around them. And if we can further develop this nanotechnology into a positive, into something that can help us survive these potential years of finding the cure, that is a good thing. You just can't let this technology be used for bad, which can't always count on with the people in power. Because look what the fucking Technomage did with it. I mean, I don't know if that was his true intention, but it started, once it became what it was, then it started replicating itself and protecting itself and then passing on. I am kind of murky on like what the point, why it happened in the first place. But, the dangers of AI and self-replicating machineries. Interesting thing. I thought it was going to be a planet that was sentient, but I mean, I guess the the technomage was being used to control the planet at its will through that technology. So it became like a controller of it in a weird way. So that was pretty interesting. Although I'm still kind of like, I guess they said that Dorina was being controlled because she was near it. That just came out of nowhere. I thought she was like affected by the virus and was like attacking, but I mean, maybe that is kind of what was happening, but like what made it stop, or I guess just getting away from it severed a connection. That was just an odd situation. And then like Galen, it's like stuck in the middle between choosing between the two. Like, no, absolutely not. I mean, he didn't have to. And Gideon made a calculated risk, and thankfully Dorina responded and was able to jump across the bridge. But we had seen her earlier in the episode do the same thing, so maybe he just knew that her instincts would kick in, or hoped that they would, and he was right about that. But, you know, I mean, he had to do something, and it worked. Yeah. I appreciate that the danger of doing what we did actually was fruitful. It wasn't for nothing. We got something out of it, something quite big, not a cure, but, you know, some kind of defense against this virus, this plague, is a win. But then for the box to come after Galen, I really wonder what was going to happen here. I'm sure we don't get answers, but I'm very curious. The box is wild. It's so interesting that he goes to it so much. And I don't think he maybe even has a choice about it. I think it's influencing him quite a lot, not just by what it asks him, but like as a compulsion to need it and use it. So, man, it's wild. But you know what? I'll take the win that we got. And I am very worried about Galen and Gideon's relationship. But I just don't believe, even if the box is compelling him in the way it is, hopefully Gideon could be able to disobey it. I don't know. I mean, he and Galen it's not an antagonistic relationship, but it's friendly, but they have their arguments and disagreements. And at the end of the day, though, like, Galen saved Gideon, and they've been through a lot already. So it can't come to like them being enemies or like severing ties with each other, especially with them talking about like how Galen always leaves and is alone, and he has to become part of the family. I mean, he slowly is, but they need him to stay. But that doesn't seem like it would happen anytime soon with what happened here with the box saying what it did. But yeah, I care about the relationships that have developed on the show quite a lot in a few amount of episodes. So that says something about the show. You know, Max is really just the one that every time he's so smarmy, smug, arrogant. What drives him really irritates. Like, he's so concerned with what else he can gain outside of what this mission actually is for. It's just annoying. He's annoying. I am annoyed by him. But, you know, he usually comes through when it really counts, so whatever. But yeah, interesting episode. I thought it was going to be something else, and then it became something else, and I was like, what is that? But then we got a lot at the end, a lot of intrigue, a lot of progress even, so I'll take it. So yeah, interesting episode. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back soon.